And we're going to do it in a way that's going to drive some YouTube content creators. Dovetails. Does your angle matter? Not really. As long as it's not greater than 20 degrees, who cares? In between 10, 15, 20, perfectly fine. Now, this is not something that I would do on a professional job or on a high-end customer job, but for utility stuff around the house or my own personal projects, where I wanted to have that hand-felt craftsman thing. Well, this is how I'll do my dovetails, my friends. So, let us start with our steps. Well, yeah, I could use a dovetailing saw or a back saw or a pole saw to this, but that's manual labor, and we've got modern technology. We've got oscillating multi-tools, or as I call them, thin saws, because it's a really thin saw. Ooh, getting interesting, isn't it? Well, first step that we need to do is mark out our thickness of our boards. Put it in, I'll take my fine tip mechanical pencil right in tight. Right in tight. There, now I got my board thickness on that board. Now, I'm going to take the thin saw. And I'm going to come in on roughly a 15-degree angle this way. And I'm going to do another one over here. Then I'm going to flip it over and come in this way. Then I'm going to come over here and do it again. Oh, look at that. Now, all I'm going to do is just Now all I'm doing is I'm fingering out, because I'm going to break these pieces out. I'm just fingering it out. Fingering it out. And making sure I do not go past that line that I made. I don't want to go past it, and I don't want to go into it. I want to stay back of it. Now I'm going to grab my trusty chisel. I'm going to break these things out. This is wet wood, man. This is going to be fun. I couldn't find any dry wood. Okay, maybe I'm going to cheat a little bit and just take the thin saw and cut some of them out. Okay, there we go. Now I got that all done up. I can clean it up a little bit here with my fancy dancy chisel. Wet wood, so much fun. Wish I had some drier wood for this. It's like trying to carve a cork. Cleaned up a little bit there. Cleaned up a little bit there. Get this one out. Yeah, that done. Now I'm going to take my second board. I'm going to scribe those marks onto it. And we're going to cut the opposite. Take it out, put it up here. I want that one there. That one there. That one there. That one there. Set my thickness again. Oh, no, 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 no. I know this is giving some woodworkers a coronary. It's totally giving them a coronary. They're like, oh, what the hell are you doing? Don't do that. Don't use that tool. That's the wrong tool. My God. Well, it is the wrong tool and it is the wrong, and it's the right tool. Depends on what you're doing, what your practicality is. Now we've got that. We got that marked out. Well, time to cut them. So let's get her clamped in. I want to make sure that I don't go past that line. And here we go. Clean those up. And try to chisel those out carefully. There we got those cut out. Let's do a dry fit and see how much. Well, I made a mistake. I cut out the wrong pieces. That's okay. I got two sides to the board. God, look at that. I'm just so hyper right now that I'm on a caffeine buzz. Let's do that again. I cut the wrong pieces out. That's horrible. I love being old. Let's do it again. Scrap that one. 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 Set my deputy. There we go. Going again. Nose out. Okay. Okay, now we got the pieces cut out right. We want this one to look like that. We want that one to look like this. Okay. Now we're just going to try and dry fit it here. Oh, we need to do a little bit of filing. A little bit of filing, people. I'm not playing with what, but I know this is giving people coordinates. And I'm also rushing. I'm not taking my time and being patient with it. Where's my file? I had my file. Oh, there it is. Good old file. Bastard file. All we're going to do is just clean up the edges a little bit until we get to where we want it to be. A little bit of cleaning. Now, if I took my time and didn't rush as much, it would be a lot faster and cleaner. But I'm just doing this because I'm bored. Totally bored. A little bit more of that one. There you get my drifters. Just slowly working it down. This wood is too wet to really do anything with. I can't really file it. It's too wet. If I can find some dry wood, I'll redo it. But the wood's just too wet. Wet wood is a bastard to work with. But yes, if you take your time and you're patient, mostly if like you're building a workbench or you're building something utilitarian for your shop and you want to add a little bit of style to it, you can make dovetails using a thin saw, using a jigsaw, using a back saw, dovetailing saw, coping saw. You can do them by hand. Your angle doesn't matter. All that matters is whatever you do on this board, you scribe it onto the next board and do the opposite. Cut out the opposite pieces. And then you just clean them up with a file till they get to where, like, it's almost there. Almost there. Till it fits nice and good. Clean up with a file or clean them up with a chisel if your wood is dry. And you can slowly put it all together. The next thing you know, you got some they look like handmade, like some old man made it. Makes it look kind of a little bit vintage. Now, do I recommend doing this on a professional cabinet job or on professional furniture? No. But if you're trying to make something that looks older, rustic, like for example, you're making an old chest and you want it to look old. You want to make it look vintage and rustic. Do it by hand. Do your dovetails by hand and just go wild with it. Just do your dovetails wild. They don't have to be precise. They don't have to be the same size. They just have to fit together properly and fit together tight. So, yeah. Now, I just wish I had some dry wood because I would really like to do this. So I'm going to have to make another video on this. I'm going to show you a couple other ways because I got my dovetailing jig. Set up a dovetailing jig. Ooh, doo, doo. Oh, camera turn. My Rockler Complete dovetailing jig. I've got a jig for my table saw that you can do dovetails on your table saw with. And I'm also going to teach you guys how to make the jig for the table saw. That's another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you guys how to make the jigsaw. The jig for the table saw for doing dovetails too. I'm going to go through this other ways. But do you need to have fancy tools to do dovetails and make nice work? No, you don't. You can do them by hand. You can use hand tools. You can use your oscillating multi-tool, or as I call the thin saw. Use your table saw. You can use router jig. You can use a router table. There's all kinds of ways to do it. But if you're just doing something utilitarian around the home and you just want a nice tight joint or just make it look cool, like the workbench the video that I made of the workbench, the ends of the tables have the corners of the tables have some simple hand done dovetails that join it all together. It adds a little bit more strength to it, kind of makes it look handcrafty, makes it kind of look kind of neat, and just makes it look fancy. So, but yeah, have fun. That's all what woodworking is about, and that's what a lot of my videos are about. Just try to get you guys excited about woodworking, get you interested in woodworking, get you wanting to go out and get some tools, be them power tools, be them hand tools, be them cordless, corded. I want to get you guys excited in learning, I want your minds to just go wild and go, what can I build? And stuff like that. But you can always just come and ask me. Put you guys back. And stuff like that, and tips and that. But yeah, for the most stuff around the shop, stuff around your house, these dovetails are going to be just fine. They're just as strong as any other dovetail. They may not be as precise or precision as a machined dovetail, but they're gonna have a rustic look to it. And if you get really good at it and you take your time and don't rush it, you can make some really nice, accurate dovetails with no fans. Like, you can even make your own little dovetail marking jig, so all your dovetails come out to the same size, using just a little tiny piece of MDF and a little bit of time and a ruler. Make a little jig for marking them out. Don't need fancy tools. The key, though, is having fun, experimenting with things that you haven't done before, wanting to learn, push yourself to the next level. That's what it's about. I'm just a crazy old guy that lives in the forest, that's built houses, built high-rise towers, built cabins, built furniture, fixed cars, fixed tractors. I've done a little bit of it all for my whole entire life. I've done it all as a career. I got a lot of knowledge that I want to share with you guys, but yeah. But I will redo the dovetail. We will revisit this dovetail thing when I get some dry wood. I need to get some dry wood. It's just been raining a lot lately, and I haven't brought any of my wood inside to dry out, so. But we'll revisit this. But anyways, where's my chat? Where is my chat? Where's my chat? Why can't I see my chat? I don't see my chat. Where's my chat? No chat for some reason. But anyways, I know that using one of these to make dovetails is going to give a lot of woodworkers coronary. But time, precision. Don't rush like I was. I just was bored. I wanted to make some video and content. But yeah. It's about having fun and experimenting. But we will revisit the dovetails when I get some dry wood, where my chisel will work and where the file will work. And this is another tool. It's one simple little file. It's a master file. See, it's a nice rasp. It's got nice roughy lines. Nice roughy lines. Set of chisels. You've got two sizes of this. You got one that's a half size, one that's a full size. Get the half size and the full size. That's what you're going to need. Because these things here, you can also put sandpaper on them. Put sandpaper on these things. I'm going to show you how to do that eventually too. How to get some sandpaper on these things so you can use them to get in tight spaces. You can also put sandpaper on your chisel. And use your chisel to get in there and sand some tight spaces. I'll show you how to do that stuff. Neat little tricks. But yeah, I just wish I could find out where my chat is. Where's my chat? I don't know. Yeah. But like I said, that's all this is about this year. Is doing some projects, working on stuff. I almost have the workbench video edited. I've been trying to make it look professional. So many people are saying, you don't look very professional. So I thought I'd try to do an edited one that has some nice little things in it, that like special effects and that in it. So once that's done, I'm hoping I'll have it finished by tomorrow. I will post it. We're going to build a simple, lightweight work table. And it's going to be basic. It's not going to be a big fancy thing. It's going to be affordable. It's going to cost less than $120 to build the thing. And it's strong, it's sturdy, it's lightweight so you can move around. But after we build it, we're going to add stuff to it. We're going to make jigs that you can use on it. I'm going to teach you how to make a vise that goes onto it, like an actual vise from scratch. I'm going to teach you how to build a vise, a wood vise that goes on the bench, on the work table, from scratch. Not buying one, building one. And like I said, we're gonna make some jigs, and we'll make some table saw jigs, we'll make some router jigs, and that. And then after we go through that, because while doing this will give you the idea of how to use the basic tools. That's the things. I want to start with basic tools, teaching you guys basic tools, getting you going, and that. And then from there, we're gonna go on to some more advanced stuff. And later on this year, we're gonna build a house from the foundation up. But that won't become till late spring. Late spring is when that job starts. But we're going to do a house from foundation up. Step by step. And I'm going to do my best to record as much of it as I can. So, but yeah. Anyways, I just want to go live for a little bit. Because everyone else seems to have been going live. I just want to put some content out there. But yeah, I'll get some dry wood and we will revisit the dovetails with an oscillating multi-tool and a chisel and a file. Anyways, for anyone that's here that watched, thanks for popping in. Thanks for having fun. But wet wood foiled my plans for fun. I really wanted to give some YouTube woodworkers a coronary. Put like emotionally and psychologically to scar them for life. Anyways, you guys all have a great evening and have fun. Okay?